Some may call it a gimmick, others may be a cheesy trend that isn't necessary in 2025. But rugged trims and rugged crossovers are here to stay. In the Honda lineup, we have seen the TrailSport badge make its way on the Pilot and Passport, and now for the 2026 model for the CR-V. The question I have though is, for the TrailSport with the CR-V, is it rugged in name only, or is it actually going to be a capable and versatile compact crossover under $40,000 that just might be the best option here in this segment? Well, in today's video, we're going to find out. Now, before we get in this review, I want to give a huge shout and thank you to Atamian Honda here in Tewksbury, Massachusetts, for letting me come down here to check out the Honda CR-V TrailSport. Their link will be in the description below, so you can check out their extensive Honda inventory. So as always, let's begin with that pricing. For the 2026 Honda CR-V TrailSport, you're looking at a starting cost of just under $39,000, which, interestingly enough, for one, the TrailSport badge doesn't make this the top trim for the CR-V lineup for 2026, like we have with the Passport. And then two, despite having the TrailSport badge and moniker, it doesn't receive the TrailSport treatment. No off-road tuned suspension, no skid plates, no better ground clearance. All you have is all-terrain tires and a sportier appearance. So with the TrailSport, you are going to have a ground clearance of 8.2 inches. Thankfully enough though, Honda did make a revision to their all-wheel drive system. In prior model years for this generation, the all-wheel drive system was a 60-40 split, giving you more of a front-wheel drive biased experience. Where in certain drive modes with the TrailSport, you get an even 50-50 distribution. So you can have a lot more capability, versatility, and maybe even more confidence when you are taking on snow-covered roadways, icy conditions, and maybe even the off-road if you are camping this summer. But one thing I do like here about the CR-V TrailSport is that even though it has that rugged moniker, it's not going to look any different than other trims for 2026, especially for the hybrid models. Yes, you are going to have the all-terrain tires and a new wheel package design, but the cladding isn't more aggressive like we are going to see with a Subaru Forester Wilderness or Outback Wilderness, so it's not caked on there. It doesn't look cheap. It doesn't look tacky. Although, with this mid-cycle refresh, there is some minor differences here that sets the TrailSport apart from other hybrids in the lineup. So up front, you are going to receive full LED headlights and LED turn signal indicators, but surprisingly, no fog lights. So I'd love to see that on future model years for the CR-V, just giving you better visibility at night or in adverse weather conditions. Now, unique for the TrailSport trim, you will have a nice gloss black grille here in a different design compared to other hybrids in the lineup, which from far away you couldn't tell at all. So Honda's keeping everything conservative here for 2026. For the lower portion of the front bumper, you're going to have the gloss black trim once again here. I love those accents. And then the one major difference that you will have some contrasting accents for that front bumper itself, which is a nice touch. Again, it's very minor, very minimal. You're probably not even going to notice that from far away. Also, another thing too, you are going to have the striking body lines on the hood and for the front bumper, giving you that sportier appearance that you are desiring here out of a compact crossover for 2026. Then as you make your way over to the side profile, you are going to have those 18-inch alloy wheels wrapped in all-terrain tires, which the way they're designed, the gloss gray accent, from far away makes it look like a baby Pilot. So the CR-V has always had those aesthetics, but now they've doubled down on that for the TrailSport trim. With the all-terrain tires, though, there will be a bit more road noise, and earlier today, we went on the highway to find out just how much road noise we're going to be experiencing here with this trim compared to other CR-Vs for 2026. At highway speeds at around 65 miles an hour, yes, the all-terrain tires do create a bit more road noise here, but it's not egregious, it's not annoying, and it's not going to get to you after a while. This really isn't too far off what we have experienced from other CR-V trims in the past. So unlike with the Subaru Forester Wilderness or Outback Wilderness, the ride quality, the refinement, and also the road noise isn't going to be drastically altered, and that is going to be a huge plus for 2026. Then building off of the fact that this is going to be a hybrid with the sportier appearance, you'll have gloss black side mirror caps to go along with turn signal indicators and also blind spot detection for added safety, gloss black roof rails, gloss black molding surrounding the windows, and then the one difference here for the TrailSport is the gloss black door handles. And then as you make your way around to the back, there really is no changes here for 2026 and for this trim, aside from the TrailSport badge on the right side of the CR-V. You will have a gloss black rear spoiler, which looks really aggressive and sporty, again letting you know this isn't going to be the full gas-powered version. You have gloss black trim outlining the taillights, which I think is a classy look. And then for the lower portion of the rear bumper, you're going to have that cladding once again, which isn't overly aggressive or egregious. You're going to have the color contrasting accents matching what you have up front. And then lastly, the dual exhaust outlets, which I think is a really nice touch for this model. And while we're back here, we might as well briefly take a look at the rear cargo area and overall practicality for the CR-V. By going with the TrailSport, you are going to have a power liftgate, and inside, behind the second row seats, you're looking at right around 39.3 cubic feet of room, which is on par with the RAV4, Hyundai Tucson, and Kia Sportage. In the past, you would throw in the Volkswagen Tiguan, but for 2025, the Tiguan has downsized for practicality, so it's no longer competitive here in this class. Now, also on top of this, you have a lot of interior space to work with. So you have a vehicle that's going to be practical and now versatile. So this crossover is touching all the intangible points that maybe it didn't hit in the past. You can easily store 12, 13, 14 bags of luggage back here with ease. Also, I do notice the indentations for a rear cargo cover. So if you do have valuable equipment like I do today, you can leave them back here and have that peace of mind knowing that no one will be able to peek in and steal what you have. Now, you're also going to have side pockets here for some smaller items, maybe a couple water bottles, car detail equipment, or maybe even a first aid kit. The only sacrifice here by going with a hybrid model, regardless of trim and regardless of the fact that this is going to be the TrailSport, you are not going to have a spare tire, so keep that in mind. With the second row seats folded, you're looking at right around 76 cubic feet of room. So again, this is one of the more practical choices in this market. And I think that right here, this is the main selling point why so many buyers have chosen the CR-V throughout the decades. And now since we have a TrailSport trim, that just adds on to the overall value. Under the hood for the CR-V TrailSport, this right here is the competitive advantage for Honda right now, even though they're not the first ones to offer a rugged trim for a compact crossover under $40,000. We have the hybrid powertrain, a 2-liter 4-cylinder engine that is paired with dual electric motors, giving us 204 horsepower and 247 pound-feet of torque. Now, this has always been the ideal choice for a powertrain for the CR-V because, yes, the 1.5 is going to be a bit more affordable, but it's going to be more lethargic. It's going to be a bit more slow. Whereas with the hybrid powertrain, it's smooth, it's refined, and also, I think, quite engaging, relatively speaking, for a vehicle in this segment. Now, also, of course, like we talked about before with the all-wheel drive system, that does come standard, and the fact that it is going to be revised for 2026, you're going to have more capability. But I think ultimately it's going to boil down to that fuel efficiency. Because yes, you have a rugged trim, but now you have the fuel efficiency to back it up. You're looking at right on 38 miles per gallon in the city and 33 miles per gallon on the highway. And I can tell you this right now, a Chevrolet Equinox Active, a Subaru Forester Wilderness, or Subaru Outback Wilderness is going to be a gas guzzler compared to the CR-V for 2026. So if you are someone looking for a fun daily driver that's also going to have the capability and versatility, and then of course that fuel efficiency, that's where I think the CR-V Hybrid might be your only choice here under $40,000. Hopping inside the 2026 CR-V TrailSport, you are going to receive heated cloth seats for both the driver and passenger, with the TrailSport badge being stamped in the headrest of these seats, which we do find in the Pilot and Passport. The driver's side will be power adjustable, whereas the passenger will have to manually find their ideal seating position, which is quite common here for a vehicle under $40,000. I will say, though, that the cloth upholstery is a bit more firm and stiff. This isn't the most comfortable option you can find out of a CR-V for the 2026 model year. If you're looking for something a bit more luxurious, I would say go higher up in the trim levels and bypass the TrailSport trim. However, with that being said, the bolstering is rather good and somewhat aggressive here. So I think that when you are on those winding back roads, because the CR-V can be quite fun and agile, you'll be swinging around in these seats. In front of you will be a leather-wrapped steering wheel, which feels really nice in the hands, aggressive 10-2 and firm 9-3 grip. There will be paddle shifters here, not to rotate the gears yourself, but to adjust the regen braking. The steering wheel is also heated as well. So a nice touch here, especially with it being a rugged trim. You're going to want to have that heated steering wheel and heated seats if you are taking on some snow-covered roadways. But really, though, for Honda, whether it's the Civic, the Accord, or CR-V, it's the dashboard layout. What Honda has done to this generation of vehicles is pretty remarkable because Honda has always been a mainstream manufacturer, But with these new dashboards, you feel like you're getting somewhat of a luxurious experience the way it's designed, giving you more of a fighter jet-like cockpit, which a lot of manufacturers in this segment kind of overlook. You are going to have a full digital gauge cluster here with the TrailSport and a 9-inch touchscreen with wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto compatibility to go along with the wireless phone charging pad. But better yet, you will have physical buttons and dials for your climate control settings, also your AC, front and rear defrosters, fan speed and fan direction, and your 3-level heated seats up front. Now with this full digital gauge cluster, we have gone over this numerous times on the channel, so I'm not going to bore you today with this review. You can check out my other CR-V reviews if you want to take a deeper dive into this technology. But by using the dials on both sides of the steering wheel, you can scroll through a variety of information and customize this screen to your liking. Once again, reminding you that yes, this is going to be a sub $40,000 crossover, but you're not sacrificing in regards to that technology. And in fact, I think this digital gauge cluster is better than what you are going to find out of some Toyota products right now. Now, taking a look at this new head unit, this is a 9-inch touchscreen, which is now standard across all trims for 2026, which is a huge upgrade over the 7-inch screen found on lower trims last year. Now, this screen is not going to be super in-depth. It's not going to really captivate you in any way, shape, or form, but it is going to give you the bare necessities here. On the left side of the screen will be quick access icons for your home screen, your wireless phone connectivity, and then also a physical knob for the volume. So that's really great to see. On the far right, you will have a tab for general settings, so that way you can scroll through some sub-menus for your system, connections, display, data sharing with Honda, sound volume, and rear camera. You can scroll through all this on your own time and at your own discretion. But this right here is why I still think that with the Google built-in software, going higher up in the trim levels for 2026 makes a lot more sense than what we have here for our model today. But it's still going to be cleanly laid out, resolution and quality is pretty good, and better yet, the responsiveness is pretty top-notch here. Continuing on beneath the head unit, you are going to find that row of buttons once again, and physical dials, but then also beneath that will be 2 USB-C inputs, a 12-volt outlet, your wireless phone charging pad. Next, that will be another cubby for an additional smartphone or wallet. For the center console itself, you have your traditional gear shifter here, and thankfully, no gloss black trim, so this will be very easy to clean if you are tracking in dirt and snow throughout the year. Next to your gear selector will be your drive mode selector for Eco, Normal, Sport, and Snow, so you can take on the elements and also maximize that fuel range with that hybrid powertrain. You have hill descent control, electronic parking brake, auto vehicle hold, 2 cup holders. Then for the standard storage compartment, enough room for some smaller items, maybe even some smaller water bottles or 2 if you are going on those longer road trips. Then to round out the front seating area, above will be a power moonroof, which brings in some natural light to the interior. Then quickly for passengers in the second row, as we have seen throughout this entire generation, it's the interior space that makes a world of a difference in this market. For one, you get 41 inches of legroom, which is unrivaled. That outclasses the RAV4, Hyundai Tucson, Kia Sportage, and Volkswagen Tiguan. And this right here is what allows you to have your family and friends tag along with you if you are going to be going on those road trips, going skiing and snowboarding during the winter, or camping in the summer, especially with the TrailSport trim. Not only do you have a lot of legroom and a good amount of headroom, but also a lot of shoulder room as well. And thanks to the width of the CR-V for this generation, I think you can squeeze in a third person in the center. You have enough room to accommodate that third person, which is huge in this market, especially if you're looking at buying a vehicle under $40,000 and you don't want a Honda Pilot. Now, with the cloth upholstery, yes, these seats are rather firm, and I do think that on those winding back roads, you will be swinging around here in these seats. But to ease any of those concerns, though, you can recline these seats by about 15 to 20 degrees, giving you a lot more comfort and the ability to relax on those longer road trips. Some manufacturers don't give you this ability, so this is a huge plus for the CR-V. Now, also back here with the TrailSport, you are going to have 2 center-mounted air vents to go along with 2 USB-C inputs, no heated outboard seats, which isn't a surprise here for the TrailSport, and you will have a center armrest with 2 cup holders. Despite the mid-cycle refresh, changes to the all-wheel drive system, this new trim, and the all-terrain tires, this is the same CR-V that you all know and love, except we have more standard equipment across all trims for 2026. Wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto compatibility, the new 9-inch touchscreen. This is a nice addition to a vehicle and supplementing what you already have here for this generation. Thankfully, Honda didn't change this platform or chassis to accommodate an off-road worthy trim in their lineup for 2026. Some manufacturers might give you an off-road tuned suspension or more aggressive tires because these all-terrains are rather quiet when you are cruising around in the city and suburbs. I personally think the TrailSport is a happy medium. While some people might say that it's a half-hearted attempt at being rugged and versatile, I would disagree with that. I think this is a vehicle perfect for someone who loves the CR-V nameplate, loves what it's offering, but is looking for a vehicle that's just a bit more versatile and can take on some snow-covered roadways and dirt roads if they go camping or skiing and snowboarding during the winter. I think the 2026 CR-V can now handle all of that, especially with the revisions to that all-wheel drive system. But for daily driving purposes, this is still a quiet vehicle that still feels refined, still feels upscale, and also, more importantly, with this TrailSport, you have the hybrid powertrain. And the hybrid powertrain is a must-have. Aside from the fact you get a sportier design with the hybrid trims, you're getting an SUV that feels a bit more competent, more fun to drive, and also more efficient as well. This is a great choice if you're someone looking to maximize your budget and also maximize that fuel range. It really stretches your dollar just a bit more here by going with the hybrid trims. But also you take a look at what this vehicle is offering in regards to the feature comforts and amenities, the heated front seats, heated steering wheel, power liftgate, power moonroof. This is offering a lot here, and I think that you don't have to go with the top trim for 2026 to feel like you got a great value, or you feel like you got a vehicle that is well equipped. I think what we have here today is more than enough for most consumers and buyers. While I'm not the biggest fan of these seats for the TrailSport trim, because for the Pilot and Passport, you do get a higher quality upholstery, they do the job. They provide a good amount of support and bolstering, and they're going to be easier to clean when you are tracking in the dirt and snow throughout the year. Ultimately, even with the minimal changes for 2026, the CR-V is still one of the best crossovers you can buy under $40,000, and the TrailSport trim adds on to that. Sure, it's not going to be as rugged as a Subaru Forester Wilderness or Outback Wilderness, but it is going to be that crossover that can suit the needs of buyers who do deal with winter road conditions 5 or 6 months out of the year, and really gives you a lot more versatility and flexibility out of this platform that we didn't find last year at this time. So if you're someone who loves the CR-V nameplate, you love what it's offering, now you have a vehicle that's just a bit more rugged, a bit more cool, and better yet, it's still also affordable. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this quick review for the 2026 Honda CR-V TrailSport. If you did, please like, comment, share, and subscribe for more. Also let me know in the comment section below what you think about this trim. Yes, it's not going to be very rugged. It's not going to be as off-road tuned as some rivals, but that hybrid powertrain under the hood makes this one compelling choice in this market. But guys, once again, thanks so much for watching. Take care, and I will see you guys next time.